Hello and welcome to another vlog from the Gingernut and Travelling Coffee Cup. I'm here at Woodford Aerodrome and as you can see it has a Vulcan. So this is going to be quite an exciting day. Unfortunately at this moment in time there's no simulators open, so you can't actually go inside the cockpits or any of the planes, but you can have a walk around the museum. So that's what we're going to go and do today. But first I thought we'd start off at the Vulcan. Now I don't know about you, but I think that is one amazing looking aircraft. Original colour scheme, XM603, unlike the one that did a tour of Britain, which was coloured in camouflage colouring. So these engines, Olympus 301s, produce 20,000 pounds of thrust. They were originally going to be used for the Concorde, however Olympus came up with an even faster engine, which the Vulcan became a testbed for. They produce 35,000 pounds of thrust, and they were named the Olympus 593. So quite a rich bloodline. They went from these to Concorde, and there are the bomb bay doors of the Vulcan. So can you imagine the payload it could have carried if it had a nuclear bomb in its bomb bay? The devastation that would have caused. Now the Vulcan was used as part of Great Britain's nuclear deterrent, but they never dropped a nuclear bomb on an opposing nation. Instead, their probably finest hour, just before they were cut by the MOD, was a bombing run on the Falklands. So the RAF got a squadron of these, a squadron of Nimrods together, flew them to the island of Ascension in the Atlantic Ocean, and then flew from Ascension to the Falklands, dropped a bomb, and then flew home. But the Nimrods were used as refueling tankers for these planes. Fortunately the plan worked. We dropped a bomb on Port Stanley and the Falklands War ended with Britain taking the Falklands back. Not too soon after that though, the Vulcans were no longer needed and they were scrapped. This one is at the place it was built, Woodford Aerodrome. Woodford Aerodrome looks a lot different now than what it used to. The housing development on the actual apron, not much that can tell you it used to be an airfield. But the Vulcan isn't the only plane that's here at Avro Museum at the Woodford Aerodrome. There's quite a few more. Got an awful lot of museum pieces and all the different planes that actually came through the Avro works here at Woodford. And there's probably a scale model of the Lancaster. And they are the inner workings of a Lancaster bomber, as well as two propellers. And there's an assembly line putting together a Lancaster. And that's your end result. Now that's quite a famous chair. That's Winston Churchill's personal chair from his Avro York aircraft that he had from 1942 to 1945. But at the minute, you can't look at it, you can't sit in it. So just to give you an idea of what it used to look like before Red Row built their houses. And all that's left of it is that part there. They're scheduled to be demolished. That's no longer there. And a bypass is going to come right through the middle of it. And also on the wall, there's a time frame of what was built here over the years. And this is when BAE Systems pulled out in 2011. Now, in the outbreak of World War II, the British had a bomber, which then became probably one of the most famous bombers ever to grace the skies, and taking pride of place right in the centre. The front part of arguably one of the most famous bombers of the World War II, of course, the Lancaster. This is the front section of one that was donated to the museum. It's still in immaculate condition. And look at what the British RAF put on the side. Now, people who know about Lancaster probably know about a very famous mission that's been made into several films. The Dam Busters. Now, there's actually a replica of the bomb that was made to do the job that Lancasters were made to do, which was bomb somewhere. There it is, the Barnes-Wallis bouncing bomb. So they'd have it spinning, drop it from the bomb bay, it'd bounce on the water, get to the dam, roll down the side and explode. The end result? Thousands of gallons of water spewing out uncontrollably. Another great piece of British engineering. Now, XM603, the Vulcan that's outside, didn't always look as pristine as it does now. What I'm about to show you is on a board that shows basically the timeline of what actually happened to XM603. This was how they restored XM603 to the amazing piece of British engineering that you see outside. So here's a production line of the last planes to be built at Woodford. Before the site closed on the 25th of August 2011. And there's one of the interesting simulators you can do, Vulcan cockpit. As you can see, it is currently closed. And just as you come out, here's the gift shop. Or part of it anyway. There's some more of the gift shop, Lancaster and Vulcan next to each other. And then there's a box on many different aircraft. The thing I can't seem to believe is a space of 20 to 30 years we went from this to this, and then we went from this to Concorde. That's quite a speedy turnaround from propeller planes to a supersonic airliner. When we put our minds together here in Britain, we can make some pretty spectacular things. I just wish we still had the same invention now. So, with the current COVID situation going on, Woodford is open in 2-hour time slots, so it's 10 till 12, 12 till 2, or 2 till 4. The interactive simulations and things like that aren't open currently. And also, if you are thinking of coming down, you can only come by bike or by car. You cannot walk to the Woodford Aerodrome through the housing estate just over there. Health and safety and things like that prevent you from doing so. But I would highly suggest coming down and having a look round. It is a really interesting day out. Even though you're only here for 2 hours, you do feel a lot in with those 2 hours. So that was my trip out to the States vlog. If you did, please do leave a comment down below. Next week, I'm not too sure what I'm doing as of yet, but I'll vlog up. Hopefully you'll come along for that as well. So for me and the coffee cup, it's goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.